So, welcome back. In the previous section, we have completed the management of the data coming from the form. If you remember, we created a Java class that allow us to store each job that can be added to the form, and in the controller of our portlet, in the add job method, we store each job coming from the form into a portlet attribute that we call job list. And we successfully verify that every time we add a new job, it will be added correctly. So now it's time to visualize the data in this portal session. So as said in the theoretical lesson, we will add a new user interface element, a search container, into our form that will have a row per each job that we have in this portal session. So let's create this search container. The search container actually is not part of the IUI tag lib, as you can see here, because the IUI tag lib are simple component. As we have said, the LifeRay UI tag lib instead contains more complex components, like the search container, as you can see here. And actually, Eclipse or LifeRay IDE provides separate option here, because it's very common to have the search container. Actually, it also lets us to create a model search container. It's a kind of wizard that also let us check what is the data model that we need to associate to this container. So let's go to our view.dsp. Already we are here, and after the form, let's add a model search container. As usual, we drag and drop the line here, and here is asking us what is the model class. We can hit browse here and we can look for it. So we type job, and we need to select the correct one, IT-INFN Sci-GaIA, that is contained in our project. And here it's this nice form let us to choose what are the name of the field of this class that will become the column of our search container. So we want to have the title, we want to have the type, we want to have the description, we want to have the executable, and we want to have the scheduled at a string. So then we can also give a name to a variable that represent each job in the iteration, because this search container will iterate on some array list, as in our case, and in some iterable in general, and at each iteration will store the current item into a variable that you give a name. So let's add finish here. Alright, so here we have the code of the search container. So it needs some modification. That's why the search container is designed to be used with another service of LifeRay called Service Builder that allows to store the models into a database. We are not going to use Service Builder in this course, but for the matter of simplicity, we just store our data model into the session. So we need to change this result. So result should point to an object that contain the list of items that we want to iterate on. So as remember, we have stored all the jobs in an array list that we need to take before. So the first step that we need to do is retrieve the session. So we open up here some space to put some Java code. So as you remember, we have the portlet session that contain our job list attribute. So at this, we need to save this into an array list of job, and let's call it job list. Alright, so let's see what kind of error we have here. I think array list need to be imported and portlet station need to be casted. So let's import array list. Need to do that into the page import section. So let's use this page import and java.util array list. Alright, so now the array list should not have and job 2 should be imported. So fan Sci-GaIA, unfortunately. Alright, border session. This is kind of weird because border session actually is one of the objects that is defined automatically when we use this portlet define object. So probably something related to Eclipse that is not able to verify that this object is a valid object. But just to be sure that it's not a problem of casting, let's cast the output here. Alright, no, the error is still there. Alright, we see if it works anyway. Just we need to put a check here to verify that the job list is not empty, otherwise we get some error later. So let's do a check. I like to start from the first line, in this case when I type Java code into the GSP pages. So if job list is null or job list is empty, let's initialize job list with a new array list of job. Nice. And it seems that error went away. So result should contain the output something or directly the array or the list that contains all the data tables, so in this case job list. And if you want, we can also put the total here, the number of the jobs that we have, just calling the size method of job list, so we retrieve back the list. So let's check if all of this is fine. Yes, so this is the class names, this is the model var, so it's the current instance of the job list, and here we have all the column. So let's save this view and let's see what happens. Just to be sure, let's redeploy the portlet. Alright, and let's see what happens. Job management. Line 43, we made a mistake. Yeah, I forget the parentheses here because I need to call the constructor. The job portal session is still valid, but let's see if now it works. Redeploy. All right. Okay. So it should be empty. Let's add some test job. Test one. Pin test one. Add. Here we go. Let's see with another one. Parametric. A and mesh 2. Alright, so as you can see, it's working quite nice. Let's add some space here. Maybe we can add some beer here to make it a little bit nicer. Beer. And reload the page. Yep, much nicer. Let's just give a bare description here. So we can use the name property for this for each of this column text to give a name. So let's say name equal executable and name scheduled at. Let's load the page. Maybe just put a space here. Save it and reload. Much nicer. Alright. So here we have add this. So this is quite nice. Let's add the third one, test 3. Hello from test 3. Bin test 3. Add. So here we go. So well done. Well, we made it, and now we can add all the and visualize all the job that we want. In the next section, we are going to add an extra column here. Let me show you the slides with an action title from where we will be able to do 2 more operations: the delete operation and the edit operation. Actually, we will do together the edit operation, the delete operation. I will leave you as an exercise the delete actions for you. So I'll see you in the next section.